common to hear people complain about water problems in building. It's either the walls are wet or water is continuously seeping through the buildings, and people spend so much in trying to correct this anomaly. Yes, on today's episode of our program, we're taking a look at dampness in building. What is dampness in building? What causes it? How can you stop it or even nip it in the bud? These are some of the things we'll be looking at on today's episode of Property and Style. Thank you for joining us.
NTA Properties Investment Company Limited, a subsidiary of the Nigerian Television Authority, specializes in creating comfort in all areas of life, such as real estate investments, that is, land, houses, and office spaces, mass leasing, savings and loan scheme, household items and car loans, and so much more. Other information and entertainment services include Property and Style, a TV program that airs on the network service of the NTA, and also Property Connect, a nationwide magazine. Our priority is to bridge poverty gaps and sustain quality welfare of our clients. Partner with us and watch us help you grow. Pay us a visit today at the NTA headquarters permanent site, Area 11 Garki, Abuja, or our Lagos office at number 15 Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, Lagos. For more information, visit our website on www.ntaproperties.com.ng, or you can email us on ntapeak2000@yahoo.com. Call us on 080-6939-5185 or 070-3189-0555. NTA Properties Investment Company Limited, the much needed help at your doorstep.
Welcome back. To throw more light on this very important subject, I'm talking about dampness in building. We'll be speaking to the experts, and don't forget, Franklin Obiokoye will be standing by with his property news and a whole lot more. Thank you.
Question of the day.
The fact that the staff welfare is upmost on the mind of the current NTA management was displayed Thursday, the 19th of July 2017 by the commissioning of the NTA sleeper room for members of staff. The beautiful and well-furnished sleepers was commissioned by the board chairman of the Nigerian Television Authority, Chief Duro Onabule. The Director General of NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, who conceived the idea, was on hand for the commissioning.
The project we are seeing today is the outcome of such purposeful decision by management to provide better welfare as a form of encouragement to our people. Visiting staff can also benefit from this beautiful edifice. Instead of paying about 10,000–15,000 naira in hotels, they can use the sleeper room for a token fee. In the same spirit, also set to be commissioned today are two brand new staff buses meant to be used for the commuting of our people from and to work. While this service has long been standing as the workers have been enjoying it, we are, by the provision of these new buses, strengthening the scheme for better performance.
I was never expected to see something like this. When I came and I saw it, I couldn't believe this was what he was asking me to come and launch. Not only the building, also to be launched are the equipment and staff buses. And if you have ever tried these days to buy a vehicle, you must be able to estimate the value and cost of two staff buses of this magnitude. Only your DG can do that.
The project was executed by the NTA's Properties Investment Company Limited, and in her opening remarks, the acting managing director has this to say.
The idea of this sleeper lodge came about as a result of the challenges NTA operational staff, especially the News and Programs Directorate, go through in the discharge of their duties, especially as they have to work late into the next day. The management therefore deemed it necessary to provide a comfortable accommodation for staff as an encouragement for their hard work. Though a sound idea initially when it was conceived, the issue of how to fund it became challenging given the general economic downturn in the nation. Importantly also, a major responsibility of NTA Property is to provide financial support to staff, but at the same time, the project has to be delivered, and it became more challenging combining these roles. As daunting as the situation looked then, the project went on with the support of our able Director General, Yakubu Ibi Mohammed, as he insisted that the project has to be completed given its importance to the authority. So the ball was set rolling, and today, ladies and gentlemen, looking at the edifice, you will agree with me that the project eventually left the level of a dream to reality.
It was indeed a welcome idea, as members of staff were happy as they celebrated.
I want to appreciate the board chairman, members of the board, and Director General NTA and NTA management for the support given to the staff, which will go a long way to enhance the shuttle bus system in NTA headquarters and encourage staff to improve their performance. Projects like this are timely. The gesture demonstrates the good working relationship existing between the management and staff, even though staff still expect more in terms of staff welfare.
Commissioned alongside the sleeper room were 2 new staff buses and digital broadcast equipment for various NTA stations. Indeed, the staff welfare has never been this good, as the Director General promises to do even more.
The clinic will soon start running 24 hours, and we were supposed to commission an ambulance along with these buses today. But unfortunately, we've not been able to take delivery of that ambulance. But we're hoping that in the next 1 week, an ambulance will be provided.
Are you a landlord, a tenant, or an agent? Are you a real estate developer or interested in housing investments? Then this is the right platform designed specially for you to promote your business and services. To learn more about property investments, tune in on this station every Monday at 11 a.m. If you've got questions, we have answers. For further inquiries, please call us 08066417900 or 07038503112. Or you can send us an email at propertyandstyle@gmail.com or visit our website at www.ntaproperties.com.ng. Property and Style, the future is now. It is said that structural dampness is the presence of unwanted moisture in structure of a building, either the result of intrusion from outside or condensation from within the structure. A high proportion of damp problems in buildings are usually caused by the said condensation, rain penetration, or rising damp. Dampness in buildings are one of the most important aspects to consider during building designs, because if neglected, it will cause a far more damaging cost-effective results than necessary. There are, however, several causes and types of dampness, namely condensation, which is the most common and can lead to a growth in mold that appears as a cloud of little black dots. Condensation occurs when moist air comes into contact with a colder surface like a wall, window, mirror, and etc. Other types include moisture in the air, penetrating dampness caused by rain getting in through gaps in the brick walls, roof, window frames, and around doors and other areas. Most assuredly, viewers have questions regarding these problems. Questions such as the easiest and most practical ways to deal effectively with the rising structural dampness, or how it can be completely avoided. We, however, have some responses from homeowners, but let us take a listen from an engineer's point of view.
What I understand about dampness of building is when you enter your house and you notice by the wall that some part of your wall is wet. In most cases, it's as a result of faulty piping.
Okay.
You can see from your decking is wet. You can see your walls wet and peeling in some cases. Is due to piping faults. Meanwhile, there are other situations, there are other cases where you have your walls peeling, mostly the down part of your wall towards the foundation. That's not completely as a result of dampness. It's technical. It's just the mix. The cement sand ratio mix and the sand that they call plaster sand itself. That basically is the one that leads to the peeling. The DPC we talk about is damp-proof course. Some people call it damp-proof membrane. A membrane either allows water to pass or doesn't allow water to pass, as in osmosis in biology. In this case, the DPC, of course, is supposed to take care of water seepage from the ground. But when you talk about that, when you want to talk about that in building, it has to be in areas where the level of water, the water level in the ground is very high. You go to some places, you see water seeping out of the ground. That's where you can say, okay, what do I do? Then by the time you finish your foundation, however you wish to do your foundation, provided it's well done, you now have your DPC to take away the water that might come up into the building so that you don't feel cold while you're in your house, or water doesn't actually physically come into the house. So DPC is used in such places. But now people have mistaken that to be the thing that stops water, the walls from getting damp. You have rainfall. During the rain, you notice sometimes it comes with waves of breeze. They move with the same water. They hit your building. When they do, of course, the tendency is that the building will soak water from that. If it doesn't, that means the job is well done. If you employ the right personnel to handle your job and it's well done, there's no problem. Some engineers, when they come to you, you say, I don't have more than 10 million naira for this job. They tell you, fine, sir, yes, your money can do it. Yes, 10 million is enough. Just give me 9.5, keep the other 500 for yourself. It doesn't work that way. Every job has an amount that will take care of it well. And if you don't have that, if it is not there, it's better you don't embark on the project. You have to replaster your house. Some people will come to you and tell you, okay, we'll just remove and we'll screed. It's not, it's going out again. You have to replaster at least the portion that is affected for the moment. In the case of piping fault, you have to chisel the wall or the decking, as the case may be, and repair the pipe.
The construction industry all around the world is getting modern, advanced and growing day by day. In spite of the development, construction industry is dealing with one major problem called building defects. Structural engineers are always striving to overcome the challenge of defects in buildings, but it is difficult to deal with it completely. A defect is a building flaw or design mistakes that reduces the value of the building and causes a dangerous condition. A construction defect can arise due to many factors, such as poor workmanship or use of inferior materials. Building defects do not appear to have been minimized despite recent advancements in building technology. External and internal walls may be harmful to a building if they are structurally unsound. Vertical or diagonal cracks in the wall are common symptoms of structural instability. Such defects should be investigated promptly and the cause diagnosed. be it the foundations, weak materials and joints, or any shrinkage or thermal movements such as those of timber window frames. Diagonal cracks, usually widest at the foundations and may terminate at the corner of the building, often occur when shallow foundations are laid on shrinkable subsoil, which is drier than normal, or when there is a physical uplifting action of a large tree's main roots close to the walls. Some common defects caused by agents such as atmospheric pollution, poor workmanship, or the use of inferior materials and climate conditions are more frequent. Nigeria, a country full of professionals in virtually all ramifications, especially in building technology, with many institutions checkmating the activities of these professionals, ought to have minimized this issue of structural defect, which is a cause of building collapse and which is also on the rise in Nigeria. The question is, what are we not doing right? Taking a look at structural defects in building. Could you shed more light on that?
Yeah, structural defects are those anomalies that comes with a building. It could arise after construction or during construction.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What are the types or kinds of structural defects that are common?
Okay. A simple example could be failures in beams and columns, or dampness rising from the foundation, showing on the superstructure.
Oh, okay. What do you think are the major causes, especially that of the cracks and the dampness?
Okay, in at times, it could be that during the design, there was no proper due diligence, in the sense that the soil, there was no proper soil test to actually determine the type of foundation that will be placed on that soil. And so when you just use the general rule of thumb and you just feel you can put any foundation there, it can arise to foundation failure, which will subsequently show up in your beams or columns. Yes.
Okay. Now, as a builder, is it within your sphere of or scope of work to check these defects and correct them?
Yes, actually, the proper person, if you look at the National Building Code, which is yet to be enforced, but by those that doctored it, the professionals, actually the 7 professionals, namely architects, builders, civil engineers, structural engineers, and the rest of them, you see that they have allocated each professional a role to play in bringing about a building. And so what brings about the building, the process of production management, is basically being anchored by a registered builder. And you see, today everybody goes to site, everybody carries a measuring tape shouting, "I'm an engineer." It's wrong. We that are professionals, we that know ourselves, we actually know that we have boundaries to which we can practice. Now, it is encouraged, I will encourage that a client, anybody that is interested in developing either a private or commercial residence, should seek professional input, get all the professionals involved. Like I mentioned, there are like 7 in the built environment. Get them, put them up together. Once they harmonize your thoughts, what you want, call a duly registered builder. Don't call somebody that will say, "I'm an experienced mason, I've been doing it for 30 years. It's where you are doing it for. When you engage people like that, you end up losing money. You end up killing people. And so we don't want this idea of people thinking, most times if you look at, when you ask questions, you hardly indict people that are professionals when we have all this building collapse.
Hello and many thanks for staying with us, and in case you're just tuning in, you are watching Property and Style. My name is Franklin Obi-Okoye. Stay tuned for Property News. Welcome to Property News, but first, the headlines. Abuja Housing Show. FCT commits to building 1.7 million apartments. Road construction. Ambode appeals to Lagos residents for endurance and patience. World Bank constructs 579 kilometers road in Niger. Now the news in details. Federal Capital Territory Administration (FCTA) said that it has initiated programs under the public-private partnership to address 1.7 million housing deficits in the FCT. Malam Mohammed Bello said at the opening of the 12th Abuja Housing Show in Abuja that this initiative was in line with private sector-driven housing policy. The minister said that the Nigerian government had formulated a national housing policy in 1991 to ease the provision of adequate, accessible and low-cost housing for its citizens. Bello was represented at the event by Mr. Umar Shuaibu, Coordinator, Abuja Metropolitan Management Council. Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has appealed for patience and understanding of residents as they experience inconveniences in the construction of roads across the state. Ambode, who spoke while inspecting the progress of work on Oshodi Abuleba Bus Rapid Transit BRT corridor and construction of roads in Ojokoro. He said all hands are on deck to deliver the project on schedule. Represented by Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Adebowale Akinsanya, the governor said that the multiple infrastructure projects across the state were for betterment of the people and urged them to bear with his administration. He set aside the fact that various measures had been put in place to mitigate impact of the construction on residents. More impactful projects would be delivered to make life comfortable for residents and visitors. The Rural Access Mobility Project RAMP of the World Bank has earmarked $60 million for the construction of 579 kilometers of rural roads across the 25 local government areas of Niger State before the end of 2019. The state is, however, expected to contribute some percentage of the contract sum as counterpart funds. The national coordinator of RAMP, Alhaji Abandoma, who gave details of the work at the formal flag-off of the 403 kilometers second phase of the Rural Roads Project of Kompanin Bobby in Mariga, local government area of the state, said that already 176 kilometers have been constructed in addition to 30 river crossing during the first phase of the project. He said 119 kilometers of rural roads have been selected for spot improvement to create access to the communities where river crossing were constructed, to emphasize the fact that the project is targeted at the remotest village to create access that will boost their economic activities.
Welcome back. That was Property News. As you already know, Property and Style is always one step closer to making your dream of owning your own house a reality by way of information. Like we often say, if you have properties for sale, or you're looking to buy, or you want to be a part of this program, perhaps as a resource person, all you have to do is call the numbers you can see right now on your screen, or send us an email on propertyandstyle@gmail.com. For more information, visit www.ntaproperties.com.ng. Before I leave, a little word of advice. John Maxwell said, it takes teamwork to make the dream work. Why don't you do something reasonable today? Until next time, God bless your heart.
And the answers.
In order to avoid the problem of water dampness in the building, you must start by doing the right thing. Involve the professionals, do what you need to do, and then save yourself all that money you would use to correct it. Until come your way next week, goodbye and God bless.